Hey you guys and gals out there in YouTube land, this is Annette Dion, the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. How you doing? That's what we say up here in New England. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I was gonna come on yesterday, but actually I did come on, but I came on Bridge Cape Ann. So if you want to check out the show with Corey and myself, that's entitled Ask Annette, just go to Bridge Cape Ann on YouTube. We did like a 50-minute or 45-minute show, and that's always a lot of fun. So we covered a lot of territory in that show yesterday, and then I just felt like I already talked about that, these certain topics. So I didn't feel a need to do another vid, but I probably should find a way to let you know. I think I did mention it the other day. Yes, I did. So, it's Tuesday, October 12th. The moon is probably it was in Capricorn, so it's probably in Pisces. No, I mean Aquarius. I know better. The moon is in Aquarius. Or heading in that direction. My calendar is too far away, I can't see it. So, moon heading into Aquarius would be prepared for surprising things. And that can be a good thing or a not so good thing, depending on your perspective. One of my favorite teachers and authors, Dr. Wayne Dyer, who is no longer with us in the physical form, would always say, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I always loved that. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So there are many times that my guides have given me the guidance that even though things look really difficult and challenging and very, very negative and very, very bad, there might be a different way of looking at things. I know a lot of people, and my heart goes out to all the people out there that are struggling emotionally. I'm praying for all of you. I have been there. Don't lose hope. And I'll just offer, if you need a spiritual, counseling session, if you just want to get one spiritual counseling session, I'm just throwing that offer out right now. They go in packages of 4, but send me an email, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, if you're struggling, because I have some tools that I can, pass along. All right, but things aren't bad. It's just a lot. And I didn't write a list of questions because I just thought tonight I'd just go with whatever kind of popped up. And I know the House is voting on raising the debt ceiling. That's going to be just fine. You think they raised it, and then, realize they have to go through another procedure and a process, and, we really do need to get rid of the filibuster because that's a big time waster and it makes things very unfair. So let's just start with that. But the debt ceiling will be raised, it's going to be raised till December. And as I had said before, I see the debt ceiling continuing to be, like in a staying position after the December, sort of deadline. And these are all Republican ploys, they're all Republican games and dog and pony shows, and don't pay any attention to that man behind the curtain type stuff. And it's all to give us this sense of not having our footing. It's the Republicans are all wanting to give us a sense of we don't have any control, the constituents, the citizens. The Republicans try to give us a sense that we don't have any say, and look at what's happening in Texas, right? Horrifying. We should probably look at Mr. Abbot too, like I like to do, just because he's so interestingly, curiously weird. I don't know how else to put it. He's interestingly weird, Mr. Abbot. We're going to just start with the filibuster. Now, I had said, I'm remembering some time ago, I had said about voting rights, the voting rights bills, that, just remembering back now, I had said that the filibuster would be ditched to let voting rights pass. It looked like a temporary kind of a thing, but let's look at that. Filibuster, filibuster, filibuster. Conjuring up the answer to what's going to happen with the filibuster. Are they going to get rid of it? Notice all the Halloween colors tonight. You know, for us psychics, Halloween season is our Christmas. Can I just say it? Even, you know, autumn on black and orange. I need to reach out to that girl. I love it because I'm as much into Halloween as she is. I don't know. Might be a tough contest there. So if you're feeling like you need upliftment, just get a lot of orange. Just put up some decorations. Just lift it up. We don't have to be in the heaviness all the time, right? So as far as the filibuster, the guides are saying that the judgment card, this is the karma card. This is interesting because it looks like with the filibuster that we're going to see some of the things that Republicans step in coming back and smacking them in the face. They're going to have mud on their faces with this filibuster because I actually see them wanting to use it for nefarious purposes, backfiring on them. Because this is the judgment card. This is the karma card. The truth is getting ready to be revealed. The strength card's been coming up very regularly as the strength and numbers of the American people. Now, I'm getting a strong sense, like I did before the election, that people are paying closer attention than we might think. So that's the strength card. And the Princess of Cups, yeah, I feel like the final push to get rid of the filibuster is going to be, gosh, do I always say females? I think I always say females. This could signify Kamala's vote, you know, tie-breaking vote. I see it being played around with, like, do we get rid of the filibuster? I see that conversation. I see it's going to take several months. The guides are showing me 8. It might take 8 months before we see big changes in the filibuster. And I'm going to ask the pendulum right now, is it going to be eventually ditched altogether? This ridiculous filibuster, which allows senators and, you know, Congress people to, men, to, mostly men, it's all white men, to just blah, 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 blabber, blabber, blabber on, saying basically nothing. It's offensive. It truly is offensive. So, you know, the pendulum is saying that the filibuster will be ditched eventually. And I'm getting that it's like 8 months. So there you go. The people have the power. You know, I have to just keep reminding everybody, the people have the power. And over the weekend, I did mention that 45 was having a rally in Ohio over the weekend. I didn't actually watch it. I just saw clips of it. It does get very boring. It's like boring and infuriating both. The Fool card. I'm talking about him, and the Fool card's coming up. He just incriminates himself the whole time that he's up there. He's acting as though he can never be held accountable for any of the lies. And he really does believe that. And I guess if we are to learn anything from 45, it's the power of intention. Because so far, he's intended to get away with everything. And he has. Let's see if that's going to continue. Okay, so let's ask about where he's at, where 45 is at after that rally. Because here's what I'm seeing. Just in terms of what I've seen on the news lately, I didn't check the news today till a bit later, but I'm seeing like MSNBC. I don't really watch CNN as much as MSNBC. You just kind of get used to your news channel that you're used to. I see a lot of, oh my God, 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 he's coming back, oh my God, he's coming back, oh my God, he's gonna run. This is what I'm seeing on the news. And people like hyperventilating that he's gonna take over the entire United States government and he's gonna kill democracy and we're gonna be in a fascist state. That's what I see on the news. Now, let's take a big, deep, collective breath. It's only 2021. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be active and we shouldn't do our part to save our voting rights and save our women's rights and save our democracy. I'm not saying that. I am saying that we don't really know. Psychics can give you the trends and the impressions for the future, but nobody knows anything for sure. And I think a couple things. One, it's irresponsible to make people panic about 45 being like Hitler. I'm just saying that. I don't. They didn't say that, but it's just. It's not useful to put people into an absolute panic state. Like, for instance, I would never do that. As a psychic, I would never do that. But these news stations are doing it. And if you look at the reality of it, we don't know what's going to happen in 2024. And it's damaging for us to be freaking out. It's just damaging. Depression is at sky-high levels right now. That's why I earlier said, if you need help, send me an email. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Anyway, the other side of the coin is this. We see what we're up against. We see what the threat is. And if the news is going on and on and on about how dangerous he can be and is to this country, 45 and his cohorts, I mean, if it's really put in our faces like reality check, this is dangerous, this is terrible, we need to do something, then it's useful. If it motivates, but let it motivate. Don't let it freak you out and put you in a state of forgetting to live your life and appreciate the good things. I'm done preaching. It's Tuesday, it's not Sunday. By the way, thank you to those of you who watch Church of Spirituality. I know it's a full hour, but I had to put it onto YouTube because I was done with Facebook, as I hope many of you are. To each his own, right? But I was hesitant about putting Church of Spirituality on my Psychic News Network channel, but why not? Some of you liked it. I appreciate that, and it will be every Sunday. Okay, so we're going to look at 45. What's going on with 45? What's going on in his little orange head? Or his big orange head, I should say. The man has no concept of... Let me explain something. He has no concept of losing. And the way that his brain was programmed as a child by Don Sr.'s father's name was Fred. The way Fred programmed his son, 45, was that losing was like, losing was to be avoided at all costs, and to lose was like almost have your oxygen cut off. Really, it was that bad. So that's why he's acting like he's drowning and he has to just keep swimming. And if you ask me, at that rally, the clips that I saw of that rally on Saturday night, I think it was Saturday night, people were bored. I mean, how many times can you hear somebody say the same thing over and over that's all about them and not be bored? It's just like logical, right? Here we go. How's he feeling? He's kissing up to all the Republicans that are acting adoring of him. Keyword acting. What he's wanting to do is start something with Joe Biden. What 45 is wanting to do, this is his game plan right now, is to start something with the actual president of the United States. Biden doesn't seem worried. Oh, this is interesting because I feel like this is Eric and he's about to get indicted. Wow, looky there. But look for 45 to be amping up. Poke, poke, poke at the actual president. Poke, poke, poke at Joe Biden. Poke, poke, poke. He's not going to get a reaction out of him. 45 is not going to get to Joe Biden. He didn't before, and he won't now. The closest he came was at that debate when Biden said something like, "Come on, man," or I forget what it was. It was something like that. It was kind of funny. It was funny, and it was the whole tragedy of that debate was when he told Proud Boys, when 45 told Proud Boys to stand by. It's a balancing act. We're in a balancing act. It's, like, which way do you want to put your energy kind of thing. So let's see. I asked over a month ago if 45 was going to run in 2024. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. And, it's kind of like before the election. We were all telling you all that my southernness is coming out. My 10 years in Nashville is coming out. We were all telling y'all that Joe Biden was going to win the election. And everyone was freaking out. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't heard a psychic say that 45 is running in 2024. Across the board, because I checked later, across the board, we're seeing him not running. And as scary as it can look, I don't know. The guides don't usually get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull cards anyway, just for the fun of it. No, because 45's world is about to get rocked, and he's about to be very, very sorry. I just dropped a card. That hasn't happened in a while. Very quickly, he's going to recognize his financial demise, 45 is. Financial demise. It's over. He's out of freaking money, and no bank will loan him any money. So there you have it. It takes a lot of money to campaign. And the Tower card. Yeah, the you-know-what's about to hit the fan for 45. So how do you run when you have all these court cases against you? Somebody was talking about how long the list is of crimes. And let's ask the question, because now I'm wondering about his base, his followers. So I heard that there were 20,000 people at his rally in Ohio. The guides just said that's not accurate. Oh, that's interesting. They got bussed in. Some of them got bussed in. That was happening routinely last year. But 20,000 people as opposed to 300 million people is not a majority. Can I just tell you that? It's not a majority. So we're going to look at, is his base going to, this is a good question. I like this question. Here we go. Is 45's base going to start leaving him? Leaving their support of him behind and moving on? I'm getting yes. I feel yes. It's not just, I'm not just thinking that out of my head. The guys are saying yes. They're going to start falling away. This is not a movement. This 45 movement is not a movement that's building. It's not growing. It's disintegrating. I got the Tower card. Yeah, so this is about 45's followers. It's a balancing act. There are a lot of his followers. Of course, it's not across the board. Some people are totally gullible. And it's very sad, and we must pray for them. Because they just don't know any better. And they're believing all these conspiracy channels. So, anyway, it's a balancing act for Trump's base. Came out of my mouth. For his base to, it's this is on the fence. They're on the fence. Because you can't deny, you got Fox News, you got your conspiracy theory, newses, but then there's the newses. But then you have all these other headlines and all this other information and the insurrection. You can't, I don't care what other channels you're watching, you can't avoid that the insurrection was a horrifying, terrible, violent, deadly, storming of the castle experience for this country. So these 45 supporters, a lot of them, a substantial number of them are on the fence. Because even though we might think, oh, they just haven't seen the news, they've seen it. It's 10 months in. You can't avoid seeing what happened on January 6th, no matter how hard you try. It's just in the air. There have been times in my life where I didn't watch a speck of news, if you can believe that. That's when the news was boring. But if something happened, I would feel it in the air. If something happened, and I would say that, if something happens, I'll just feel it, and then I'll check the news. It's a strange way to live. Anyway, this is, we're still in 45 supporters. The Four of Wands, okay, so this is good, because it looks like a lot of them are weighing it out. Who's really going to help us? Literally, that's what's going on. And are we going to be able to make it, are we going to be able to have a good country if we vote for 45 if he ran again, which he's not going to, but they're just thinking about these things. And then the Hangman is like the surrender to, this actually is pointing to a lot of them won't vote. Huh, that's fascinating. A lot of them won't vote. So let's talk about backfiring. A lot of 45 supporters won't vote in the 2024 election, which actually points to he won't be running. So there you go. That's backup. Okay. And honestly, lately, because I do ponder these things throughout the day, I tap in. And lately, I just feel the energy dissipating around 45. As much as the news will scare you and, oh, he's getting stronger, oh, we're taking away voting rights. Yes, they are. But that's short-lived, as is the whole women's rights issue, short-lived. It's horrible what's happening, and it's short-lived. Okay, so let's go to our buddy Abbott. Let's go to Texas, to our buddy Abbott. Okay, so today, Governor Abbott, which I hate to even call him a governor because he's not a leader, and he deserves no respect from his constituents that he doesn't care. Really, he doesn't give a rat's ass about his constituents. We know that. So Abbott decided today, because he's just into, I think he's addicted to being a you-know-what. You can fill in the blank. He's addicted to being one of those. He likes it. Remember, there's a book, and I got to read this book or get it on Audible. The Cruelty is the Point. So that's Abbott, and that's fascism and malignant narcissism. I know I'm repeating myself, but just reminding you. I don't want you to forget. He said that businesses cannot require their employees to be vaccinated. He put that into law. I don't really know how he can make all these laws, but anyway. Maybe I'll spend a little time going down that rabbit hole at some point, just doing the homework, the research. What's going to happen with that? I mean, these Republicans are just, they're basically saying, we want you to die. We just want to kill people. I wish I was kidding. I'm kind of kidding, but it's kind of true. Businesses are going to take matters into their own hands. Legally. Because if a business wants to mandate vaccines for their company, I mean, if you choose to work for a company, that's part of the deal. Everybody knows that you have to abide by the rules, right? So anyway, if he chooses to make it illegal to mandate vaccinations in your place of business and for your employees, okay, the Chariot is saying that the businesses will just take over and make their own decisions to have, if they choose to have vaccinations mandated. They're just going to do it anyway. There's a lot of legal stuff coming at Abbott about that particular thing, and he's going to be standing in the middle, like, not budging. He's not going to be budging on his declaring mask mandates to be illegal and vaccination mandates to be illegal. He's not going to budge. You know, remember I was talking about Mitch McConnell the other night, and I said that he was stuck like a record player, or like the needle stuck on a scratch on the record. For those of you that remember vinyl, or that have vinyl, I wish I did. So Mitch McConnell was stuck on no, like a record. I feel like Abbott is stuck, which is really like intriguing to me, because I keep picking up on this stuck energy with these Republicans. You know, DeSantis not so much, but Abbott and McConnell, they have this glitch in their brain. It's just like it can't go any further. It's a very strange thing to tune into. It's almost like evil at all costs. Must do evil at all costs. It's really like it's robotic. It's very weird. It's very weird. Speaking of DeSantis, let's now go to Florida. I know there are other stories. There are other stories in the news, but I just want to check in and touch base with Florida. Just let's see how DeSantis is doing in his popularity in Florida. Unfortunately, children are dying. I'm picking that up. Oh. DeSantis, not in good shape. He's got bad things coming at him from every angle. And he's distraught. Remember, his wife, DeSantis' wife, so sad, was diagnosed with breast cancer. I haven't heard much about that. We can pray for her. I do think that it knocked him off his pedestal, though, that his wife is sick. You know, a lot of women make it, you know, we'll just see what happens, but she's going to require medical attention. There's somebody else coming in Florida that's going to take charge. I'm not saying like a new governor, but I feel like Florida, it's almost like a sub-leader. I feel like there's going to be somebody who kind of steps in to Satan's place. It's almost like a substitute. Is that what? Gosh, all right. This is interesting news. I feel like DeSantis is going to be needing to take a little hiatus, and a temporary governor will step in, like Andrew Cuomo in New York had to resign, and the woman took over as governor of New York. I don't know her name offhand. That was a surprise. I see somebody stepping in for DeSantis because he's unable to do his duties in Florida. We shall see. Stay tuned for further news. Okay. Let's just take a look real quick at COVID, how we're doing with that. In terms of, is it going to get at least a little better? I do sense that in this winter, it won't be too bad. Yeah, we'll still be a nation that's like, oh my gosh, we still have this COVID, we still have this potentially lethal pandemic. People aren't getting it. You know, Republicans so tragically are dying that are not being careful. We need to pray for them too. It's terrible. This is COVID. We're gonna lose a lot more people. This is the Delta variant. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Based on psychic facts only. Okay. I keep forgetting to say that. This is COVID. This is the toll that it's taking. This is the Delta variant. This is the Republicans that will not wear masks and or be vaccinated. We're going to see a lot more death. I mean, it's not new variants, it's Delta. The strength is the strength in the numbers of the people that do take care of themselves and others, and those that do get vaccinated and or are extremely careful and live in a cave and wear masks, N95 masks wherever they go. So that was like the good and the bad. I mean, it's very clear. The people that were, 45 supporters that always, adhered to it's a hoax, they are going to suffer. The guys just said South Dakota. I think South Dakota is going to get hit really hard with COVID. I know they did after that motorcycle rally in August. If you don't pay attention to the science, it's just science. It's just, here's what's happening, and here's how you catch it, and here's how to not catch it, and here's a vaccine if you choose that, and here's some protective measures to take if you choose to just be safe. If you don't want a vaccine, here's what you do to be safe. Because remember, before there was a vaccine, we had a very strong protocol of how to be safe. The science is the reality of this virus. Okay, we all know that. I know, I'm just repeating what we all know. What shall we close with? Let's do the January 6th Commission. Man, I just feel so much determination. And I do feel a fire in the belly of the people in this nation that love this country and want to see democracy prevail. I just really, from the bottom of my soul, I want you to know that there are a lot of people right now that are in positions of power that are going to do everything in their power, and they are praying to save our democracy. Those on the January 6th Commission, they are not fooling around. They are not going to take no for an answer, and they're not going to let this republic fall. Send good thoughts and good intentions, because there are some evil, malicious people who just want violence, and we need to be stronger in the light. January 6th Commission. What's going on now is the question. The January 6th Commission is meeting a lot of resistance and getting threatened, getting threats, the January 6th Commission, which we figured that anyway, right? The Republicans that were in on the insurrection, because let's face it, I mean, we all, the psychics anyway, have known that. Yeah, you probably know it, if you knew it all along, even if you don't consider yourself to be psychic. The Seven of Cups is, the news that's going to be revealed about January 6th is devastating and horrifying. The Magician says the January 6th Commission is figuring out how to pack the biggest punch and to make sure that those that committed that violent crime and that incited that riot, that deadly riot, will be taken to task. Visualize it. It's on its way to happening. I feel a lot of activity sort of coming to a head in February, but we'll see a lot prior to that. But I'm just saying, things being, people being prosecuted. Before we go, let's take a quick look at Steve Bannon, who I'm fascinated by how much that guy, he's just like 45. Bannon what law? I don't have to follow the laws. The sense of entitlement and the ego, oh my God, it just makes your hair curl, I'm telling you. All right, Steve Bannon. Oh, the guys that are Patel, Meadows, the other one, the guys are even saying Weisselberg, and I mean, we forget all these people that have all the stories. Grisham, Stephanie Grisham. So much incriminating evidence. They're telling. So don't get too wrapped up in all this hype about, oh no, what if he runs again? Or just don't even go there. There's no need to. It's ridiculous. Oh, I got the 10 of Swords again. Isn't that funny? Bannon's going to try to use everything that he can conjure up in his head. He's making up his own laws. Bannon is. But, yeah, I said I see him rearrested. The law will prevail. And then he's going to start telling. Bannon's going to start telling, because you know what? He's afraid of jail. He's afraid of jail. He already was there one time. Probably more than one time. I don't know. I don't know his life story, nor do I care about his life story, but I think that's everything for now. I don't want to keep you too long. So there we have it. If something sudden happens, I'll jump on sooner than a couple days from now. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tarot at the Castle. We're still taking people that want to sign up late and just watch the old classes. And Annette Dion 7@gmail.com is where you write to book an appointment. We just kind of go back and forth and decide on a time. Okay. I think that's it. And thank you for watching Church of Spirituality. I appreciate it. If you're not into that kind of thing, I totally get it. It's non-obligational. It's meant to uplift and inspire. So, be well. Namaste. Thank you for your kind comments, and I'll see you soon. Please subscribe. I need a lot of subscribers. Bye.